The Data Mountain is a first-generation prototype of a 3D user interface to store and retrieve documents. In the prototype you see here, all documents are web pages, making the Data Mountain an alternative to Internet Explorer favorites or Netscape Communicator bookmarks. Our goal is to leverage the human abilities of spatial memory, pattern recognition, and 3D perception. Note that the documents on this inclined plane are smaller toward the back, that objects occlude each other, and that they cast shadows on the ground plane. We observed from gathered data that few users have more than 100 favorites, and that they do not often employ nested folders to organize their favorites. The prototype supports this informally. The ground plane texture has landmarks meant to suggest simple groupings, but these are only passive markings, not grabbable groups. Here, a user has decided to save the current web page in his or her favorites list. By dragging the page, the user can place the new page anywhere on the Data Mountain. Previously placed items can be moved as well. Note that even though the Data Mountain is a three-dimensional object, users can place pages with an ordinary mouse using a simple 2D dragging technique, since the space is an inclined plane. We get the advantages of 3D visuals without requiring an unfamiliar 3D interaction technique. The Data Mountain prevents users from placing pages very closely together by enforcing a minimum distance between pages at all times. This is important to keep users from losing access to documents due to total occlusion. This displacement technique has been designed to give continuous feedback on the state that will result if the user releases the mouse. If the user moves on, pages move back to their previous position, but when the mouse button is released, pages take on their displaced positions. This creates a very predictable behavior. Clicking on a document brings it forward for inspection, and another single click returns it to its prior location on the Data Mountain. The Data Mountain displays tooltips for each thumbnail to allow quick inspection of document titles. A matching halo around the thumbnail helps identify which page the tooltip is for. The Data Mountain plays subtle interactive audio cues to enrich interactions. And the audio is spatialized to enhance the sense of 3D space. In our usability tests, we found that users create a variety of spatial arrangements when asked to store thumbnails for 100 web pages. The Data Mountain prototype is a work in progress. In future research, we will explore interaction techniques that allow the manipulation of groups of web pages, a generalized hierarchy mechanism, thumbnail placement policies for users who want their pages arranged in a regular fashion, automated clustering techniques, as well as both user-organized and system-organized views.